Hello, this is Chris Allen, and I would like to give you an update for week 12. First off, I'd like to just kind of apologize that this is coming out late. We've had kind of a modified schedule this week due to PSAT slash ASVAB testing that we had here on Tuesday. So I didn't really have any extra prep time to get things done, but I'm getting it done today. In Calc AB, we are looking at applications of the second derivative, things like concavity, points of inflection, and the second derivative test. So here we can see a picture of a curve where I've noted the concavity and where there's an inflection point. In Calc BC, we've been looking at areas between curves and something called volumes of revolutions. So I've got a graphic here of a curve that's we're going to rotate around the y-axis, so students have been finding those volumes. I should note that also in Calc BC, we will be this kind of marks the end of the review part of this course. So so far everything's been pretty much reviewed. We've had a couple of small sections that I've had to introduce that were not taught last year, but the rest of this year pretty much will be new material. In geometry, we are looking at something called the isosceles triangle theorem. So that would be something like this triangle here on the left. This is what we call an isosceles triangle because two of its legs are congruent. And it turns out if the two legs are congruent, well, then the base angles are congruent. We've also been looking at something called the hypotenuse leg theorem to prove triangles are congruent. Final thoughts, homework. Each of my classes kind of got a lecture this week about homework. Homework in my class doesn't count, quote unquote, for points. We have homework quizzes, and I'm noticing that some students that maybe aren't doing as well as they'd like aren't really taking the time to do their homework, and then they don't do well in the homework quizzes. So I would just encourage you to help or ask you to help support me in encouraging students to do the homework. So in each module, this happens to be the module for geometry this week. You'll see here it says 4.5 isosceles equilateral triangle. If a student clicks that, then what it does is it shows them which problems in the book that I'm asking them to do and I'm encouraging them to do. And I would love it if they did all of them, but I have students that just choose not to do any of them, and then they're not sure why they can't understand what's going on. They're just not practicing. They need more practice. So I only give homework 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, and then either Wednesday or Thursday, depending on which day that student has me. So I feel like that's reasonable, and I try to keep all assignments in general less than 10 problems. So anyways, all that information is in the Canvas module. So if you would help support me with that. And I guess another thing I could say is if your son or daughter is like, yeah, I don't understand what's going on in Mr. Allen's class, blah, 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 I would encourage you to ask them, hey, can I see your homework? And if they say they don't have homework, that is not true. And if, or if they give you some other excuse, they do have homework. So they should be able to get that out. And as a parent, you can follow along in Canvas to see what those assignments are. Final little thought here, I just want to mention this, is that November 11th is going to be our Veterans Day program. That's a Thursday. So if you are a veteran or have a family member that's a veteran and you'd like them to be recognized that day, I believe you can contact our office here, and we'd love to maybe have them be part of that program. So anyways, thank you very much. Have a great day.